Social media in the national spotlight again tonight after the nation's highest court spent the day discussing whether our social media posts should be considered protected speech under the First Amendment.
The decision could very well change how we interact online. Our business and tech reporter Scott Budman is in the newsroom with the latest. Scott.
Well, back in 2021, Texas and Florida passed laws restricting the ability of social media companies to decide which posts to allow and remove from their sites. They did so after lawmakers claimed companies like Facebook and Twitter were censoring certain users, especially, they said, conservative users. Today, the Supreme Court heard 4 hours of oral arguments about those laws and whether or not they're constitutional.
What you see and don't see in your social media feed is being debated by the Supreme Court in a case many say will determine the future of the internet.
One of the biggest cases to affect the First Amendment in the digital age.
At issue, laws in Texas and Florida that ban social media companies like Instagram from deciding which posts to allow and which to pull down. The states say the companies were stifling free speech by removing conservative voices they disagreed with. Opponents say it's led to increased hate speech online, backed by government rule.
If we have our government mandating what our experiences are and what we may be forced to see on a given platform, that is just an early precursor to authoritarian tactics.
So far, court watchers say the justices seem to favor companies being able to police content on their own sites, which would limit how much sway government has over regulating social media.
The question at issue here is, can states like Florida and Texas tell social media companies how to moderate content on their platforms?
On the other hand, if companies had all the control, the fear is some content would suffer in the name of pleasing advertisers or silencing critics.
I think you will see the companies be very aggressive in taking down anything that's controversial. And, it'll become a much less useful, much more bland area.
The court is expected to rule sometime in July. Also at issue, how its ruling will affect other internet sites we use a lot, like Uber, Venmo, and Gmail, where companies are not known to moderate what users post. We'll keep you posted. Scott Budman, NBC, Bay Area News.